What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Paradox, aka Docs, coming to you live. Just wanted to kind of talk about the state of things, man. If you're in the tech field right now, if you've been watching the news, you've been seeing a lot of these tech layoffs. I myself am now one of those tech layoff people. Last week, Wednesday, the fintech startup I worked at randomly out of nowhere just scheduled a 9 a.m., 10 a.m. meeting. Thought it was kind of weird because it was scheduled like 30 minutes before, and found out the company didn't make revenue and they were basically letting 90% of the people go. So my job as a senior front end developer with React TypeScript uh, basically was told, yeah, this will be your last day here. Might as well log out at noon. So obviously, pretty upset about that. But like I was telling somebody, ain't nothing I haven't seen before. It all seems to be kind of the same story, like just ebbs and flows with stuff. Talk a little bit about myself. I graduated from college in 2008 with a Bachelor's of Science in Web Design and Media Development. At the time, my goal was to basically be a front end developer slash Flash developer. Like that was what I specialized in, was Flash and ActionScript. I was gonna make one of those cool Flash websites with all the animations and all that. That was really big with like marketing agencies would have these crazy websites built with Flash. And professor was saying, yeah, you shouldn't take any job offer for anything under $25 an hour for your first job. For me in like 2008, 2009, that's good money. But graduated December of 2008, and pretty much right around then, it was no jobs. It was kind of like basically everybody that had a job, places weren't hiring, so people weren't leaving their job, even if they absolutely hated their job. Then another thing we saw was, let's say people were essentially like front end developers, website developers on the back end. Maybe they were making 50, 60, 70K. Companies would come up to them and let them know, hey, we don't have the budget like we thought we would. We can either let you go or you can stay on, but we can only pay you half of what we was paying you before. A lot of these people, they got a family, they got a house with a mortgage. They can't just say, nah, man, I'm not taking no pay cut. I'm gonna leave and go somewhere else. I mean, I'm sure some people did that, but a lot of people didn't have those options. So, those people had to basically take their current position, take less money. So, for me, growing up in that time, getting into the field in that time, I've always kind of never taken things for granted in the sense that I don't just feel that these jobs are always going to be here. Because when I graduated 2009, I couldn't even get a job at like Best Buy Geek Squad, and I had desktop support experience. I couldn't get a job at Target. I was told I was too, overqualified. So I pretty much ended up working at a call center for a cell phone company doing tech support, making like 18 an hour, which being jobless for an entire year, 18 an hour, felt pretty good. But it was literally, that was around 2000, late 2009, maybe early 2010. I accepted that job, basically did that till 2013. Then website development started coming back because the web had changed. Everybody had a smartphone now, and mobile websites and apps, just kept getting bigger and bigger. Basically, every day, new people getting cell phones. So that kind of brought back the web development field in that sense. So I say that to say, like I've just stated, I've seen this game before. That's why I always told people, when I got some of my jobs, I didn't go out try to get the nicest car I could afford. I never got a house or anything like that. Try to keep my expenses low. I drive a 2017 Ford Fusion, in good shape and everything, but under $15,000 vehicle. I got it for a steal basically during COVID. I could have got some way nicer, but I always tell people, live below your means. People want to go out, try to flex. Got this car note that's $800, $900. That's cool when you got the job, but what if you lose your job? You got 20, 30K savings. You got to come up with 1,500, 2,000 in rent, $800 in a car note. You still got to eat. You still got to have internet, gas. I mean, going a couple months jobless, no matter how much you got in the bank, it'll eat up right through your money. So, you know, And I get people asking me, so is web development dead? Is React dead? Nah, React's not dead, but put it like this. The field is crazy saturated where if you got React and TypeScript experience, you don't stand out. I'm looking right now on LinkedIn. It'll be a job posted within 35 minutes. You got 50, 60 people applying for it, if it's like the MERN stack. So it's kind of like the homie coding phase. Shout out to Joe. It's like the homie coding phase says, you gotta not be a framework developer. That's why you gotta have other skills. So Joe used to always preach PHP Laravel. I've done a couple of PHP Laravel courses, so I got a little bit of experience with that. I know it's not the coolest, not the sexiest language, but sometimes you gotta pivot. Especially if you're in the technology field, you might like this stack or whatever, working with MERN, whatever. But that stuff is dead. I mean, it's not dead, but even with 3 to 5 years experience, you got so much competition, it's almost not worth applying for. You got to stand out. So that might mean you have to learn C#, .NET, something different, PHP, Laravel. You have to find a way to stand out. You don't want to go, after the jobs that got 400 or 500 applicants. You want to go to the jobs that don't have all the competition. At least that's my thinking. I'm not trying to compete with everybody and their mama for a job, Like I've got 5 years experience in the fintech space. I've got a bachelor's of science degree, and I'm applying to jobs left and right, and within a day getting rejection letters, Like if you're somebody who doesn't even have a year, 2 years experience, and you know React and TypeScript, it kind of might be a wrap for you, fam. It might not, right now, it might be a wrap. You might got to learn something else. You might got to learn that PHP Laravel. You might got to pivot to Shopify. I know a few people who do Shopify and the e-commerce stuff. From what I'm hearing, they don't even code test you like that. Like if you into Shopify and that sort of stuff, I'm hearing that basically they want to see, okay, what kind of work have you done before? All right, we'll bring you on for a contract paying 50, 55 an hour. We need you to do this, this, and that. Can you do it? If so, pretty much that's all they checking is the work you've done before. No live coding, no pair programming, no, okay, I would like you to build a shopping cart out of vanilla JavaScript live. You have 90 minutes. Or, here's 3 leak code mediums. Like, none of that BS. So, Shopify and e-commerce, that might be the wave too. But pretty much at this point, sometimes you got to pivot. That's basically my point right now. So you got to pivot sometimes. You can't just get stuck on one thing. So React, TypeScript, cool if you know it. It might even come back around. But right now, 2024, you got to find a way to stand out. So I just say that to say, be positive, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Jobs ain't promised. And sometimes that might mean you got to pivot to what is hot right now. Maybe something else is hot. Maybe another industry is popping. Got to be on the lookout. We just all trying to eat and survive. So just wanted to do this video, trying to get this YouTube page popping. This is your boy Alex, aka Paradox, aka Docs for short. And by the way, if you know of any front-end developer roles, remote of course, with React, TypeScript, that sort of thing, hey, your boy's looking. If you don't know of any, even if you know something with like junior Laravel developer type of gig, I don't care. I'm not too proud to work any job right now, long as it's remote. Holla at your boy. With that, peace.